You know that feeling, right? You walk into a coffee shop, you look up at the menu, and it's just a wall of words. Latte, cappuccino, flat white, macchiato. What on earth is the difference? Well, guess what? Today, we are cracking the coffee code. And by the end of this, I promise you, that menu is going to look a whole lot friendlier.
So here's the secret, the one thing you need to know. Every single one of those drinks, no matter how fancy they sound, comes from just a handful of the same simple ingredients. And once you really get that, well, you can walk into any cafe on the planet and order like you own the place.
So, where do we start? It all begins with one thing, espresso. You can think of it as the atom. It's the tiny, powerful building block that almost the entire coffee universe is built on. So what is an espresso? Well, it's a small but really powerful shot of coffee. It's made by forcing super hot, high-pressure water through coffee grounds that have been ground really, really fine. What you get is this bold, concentrated, and incredibly flavorful shot that becomes the starting point for almost everything else.
Okay, let's build our first drink. It's super simple. We're going to start with our foundation, one perfect shot of espresso. And to that espresso, we add just one more thing. Some hot water.
And voila, you've got an Americano. That's literally all it is. It's just espresso that's been watered down a bit, which gives it a taste that's more like a regular cup of coffee, but you still get that rich, smooth flavor from the espresso base. See? Easy.
All right, so after espresso, the next big players in the game are milk and foam. And how you play with these two, the ratios, the amounts, that's what creates some of the most famous drinks you'll ever see on a menu. Let's dig in.
This chart is awesome. It lays it all out perfectly. So let's start with the latte. You can see right here, it's mostly steamed milk with just a little bit of foam on top. This makes it super creamy, really smooth. It's a great beginner's drink because that coffee flavor is there, but it's really mellow. Okay, now look at the cappuccino. It's totally different, right? This is a drink of perfect thirds. 1/3 espresso, 1/3 steamed milk, and 1/3 of that big, airy, luxurious foam. Because there's less milk and way more foam, the coffee flavor really stands out more, and the whole drink feels incredibly light. And last but not least, the flat white. I like to think of this as the latte's more intense cousin. It's got a similar espresso to milk ratio, but the key is that foam. It's a very, very thin, almost flat layer of silky microfoam. With less foam in the way, that rich espresso flavor just punches right through.
Awesome. So now you've got the big 3 milk drinks down. Let's check out a couple other popular ones that are really just simple twists on the formulas we already know.
Okay, so what happens when you take a delicious creamy latte and you add chocolate? You get a mocha. It's that easy. You take a latte base, espresso and milk, and you mix in chocolate syrup or cocoa powder. It's basically dessert in a cup. I mean, who's going to say no to that?
Now, the macchiato. This one gets confusing for people. A true traditional macchiato is simply a shot of espresso that's been marked, that's what macchiato means, with just a tiny little dollop of milk foam. That's it. It's for people who love the intensity of espresso, but just want to soften the edge a little bit.
So everything we've talked about has been hot, but you're probably thinking, hey, what about cold coffee? The cold drink menu can seem like a whole other beast, but don't worry. It's just as simple once you know the secret.
Okay, this is probably the biggest point of confusion. Iced coffee is exactly what you think it is. It's regular coffee, brewed hot, that's then cooled down and poured over ice. But cold brew? That is a whole different ballgame. The coffee grounds are never heated. They're soaked in cold water for like 12 to 24 hours. And because of that long, slow process, you get a coffee that is way smoother, way less acidic, and yeah, usually a lot stronger.
And then, for those with a real sweet tooth, you have the frappe, or the frappuccino. Honestly, just think of this as a glorious coffee milkshake. It's coffee, ice, milk, sugar, maybe some flavors, all thrown into a blender and whizzed up. Delicious. All right, we've gone through the whole menu, from the hot and intense to the cold and sweet. So now it's time. Let's pull back the curtain and reveal the one simple formula that cracks this whole thing wide open.
I'm not kidding. After all of that, it really truly boils down to just 4 things. Every drink we've talked about is just a different recipe using these same core ingredients.
And here it is. This is the code. Espresso, milk, water, and foam. That's it. A latte is espresso plus a lot of milk and a little foam. A cappuccino is all 3 in equal parts. An Americano is just espresso and water. It's all just a game of mixing and matching.
And there you have it. The secret is out. The moment you realize you're not ordering a strange foreign word, but you're just picking a combination of those 4 things, the menu isn't confusing anymore.
It's just a list of possibilities.
So next time you walk up to that counter, you've got this. You are officially in the know. You've cracked the coffee code. The only real question left is, what are you going to order?